was good. It was good. A lot of energy out there, and guys were just excited to be back on the field playing again. And after a long summer of workouts, it's nice to actually play some football now.
You come into this season with a totally different role than you've ever had before. How much do you feel, some pressure to lead and make sure things are going the right direction out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's pressure. It's just kind of a natural kind of transformation in my leadership role. I need to take that role, and it's something I've worked on and developed over the summer. And today was the first day where I could actually go out there and do that at practice. So it was a good time.
Talking to Matt Miller at Media Days, he was saying how you were running the summer practices. You were like scripting out the plays and doing like exactly like the coaches would. I mean, talk about that and just how that helped your leadership also.
Yeah, I think that helped a lot. I think our player-run practices were pretty organized for the most part, and I think a lot of that had to do with just the in the office work that I did and some of the other guys did too, and scripting those plays and scripting the practice and making a practice plan made it run a lot smoother, and I think we really utilized our time well.
How much different does it feel for you right now compared to last year when you were kind of just thrown into the fire?
A lot different. I'm more prepared. I'm ready to go, and I've put in a lot of work for this, and I just feel a lot more comfortable with everything and taking that leadership role.
For this offense to be where it needs to be, what do you need to do this year? Where do you need to get better?
First and foremost, take care of the football. That's kind of one of our main goals as an offense, is limit the turnovers. If we hang on the ball, we're going to be okay. So that's kind of the number one thing, and then just managing things, making sure guys are in the right spots, and trying to get that first down, move those chains, and just get the athletes the ball. We got a lot of great athletes out there. Just get them the ball, let them do their thing.
You look at last year, a ton of yards, but didn't, particularly in a couple key games, didn't necessarily result in points. When you go back and look at it, what held you guys back from maybe be able to turn those yards into points?
Yeah, I think it's just that finishing mentality. We just got to finish those drives and get some points out of it. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, any points we'll take it. And so just having that finishing mentality, we kind of developed that a little bit over the summer, and we need to continue that through camp.
A lot of third down, obviously, falls on the quarterback to complete the pass. How was your performance on third down last year? How would you evaluate that?
I think it was okay. I think it was all right. I think we could definitely get better. There's a couple key moments I can remember that sticks out in my head. Third down, we got to get a first down or at least get close, and we'll go for it on 4th and short. And so we're going to be working that a lot out at camp, and that's going to be something we need to improve on.
What were your points of emphasis this summer for you?
I think just taking that leadership role. I think those PRPs were big for me. Being in charge of that and organizing that. I think being more of a vocal leader, in the runs and workouts. That's not really my style, but I need to do it now that that's kind of my role. And so those are my kind of big points this summer.
What's your comfort level with the offense now with the new scheme?
It's really good. I feel really good about it. We spent a lot of time this summer, the other quarterbacks and I and Coach Sanford, and we were all in there, trying to get dialed in and feel really good about it. Day one was pretty smooth, not a lot of mental mistakes, which was good, and hopefully just continue that.
3 new guys. Go ahead.
$1 million question around here is, what's this thing going to look like? What do you think it's going to look like? What do you think this offense will look like once it's put together?
Well, I think we hope to, have an attacking run game, get those guys going downhill, and attack downfield with the vertical pass game as well. And so just attacking the defense and not so much laterally but vertically, and that's kind of our main goal. We've worked a lot over the summer on that, and hopefully get better this camp.
3 new guys to replace on the line. The other 2 are switching spots. What's your comfort level thinking by August 28th with the offensive line?
I feel really good with those guys. They really had a great summer. They worked their tail off, and they're really gelling together really well. And so it's exciting to see that, and they're only going to get better. There are a few young guys on there, and they're improving every day, so it's awesome to see that.
You mentioned the downhill running game. How nice is it to be able to hand the ball to Jay, and you expect big things from him this year?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, hand it to him and let him do his thing, and when in doubt, let him run the ball. I mean, he's pretty good, so that makes my job a lot easier.
Ever since you stepped on campus, I mean, your legs have been a big part of what you do. How much is that going to be a part of, your senior year? Do you try to cut back on it, or is it going to be more? And how do you approach it kind of this year?
I don't think I'm going to approach it any differently. I think when I need to use them, I can use them, and I think the coaches would like to see me use them a little bit more. I think just that experience, getting live bullets shot at you is a lot different than running against a scout team in practice. And so that experience helped me a lot, and hopefully that'll help me this year.
What about the other guys at your position? How do you feel about how those guys are coming
Really
along?
Good. They're really coming along well. Alex just got here, and he's starting to pick it up right away. Ryan Finley, we've worked a lot together this summer, and he's really developed a lot. His arm's getting stronger. He's ready to go. And Tommy Stewart's kind of that spark plug in our room. I mean, he brings a lot of energy every day, and he's kind of a big playmaker guy. So it's a fun room. We got a really good group of guys.
Grant, crazy to think that, you got 6 more months or whatever it is of college football.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Coming back, flying in, I went home for a few days and just flying over here for my last fall camp. This is crazy. It seems like yesterday I took the first snap in fall camp when I was a freshman, and now I just finished my first practice in my last fall camp, and it's kind of crazy to think about it. So I'm just trying to enjoy every moment, just have fun out there, and because I know it's gonna be a blink of an eye and we're gonna be done. So
we know the guys that have lined up under center at Boise State over the years. So how important is it that you really embrace this year and have a chance to leave your mark on this program?
Yeah, it's important. I'm just trying to, like you said, kind of embrace everything and just take everything in, positive and negative things. I'm just gonna try to embrace it and really just enjoy this whole thing. I've enjoyed my whole time here. This whole process has been awesome, and so this last year for me is just all about just taking everything in and enjoying each moment.
With this being your last year, do you feel any sense of additional pressure from yourself or your coaches or even the fans to perform well?
No, not really. I feel like if I just continue to do what I'm doing, I'll be fine. I don't feel any pressure at all. I just kind of continue, keep doing the same things I've been doing.
You go in that quarterback meeting room every day and you look up at the wall and Kellen Moore and Ryan Dinwiddie and Jared. Does that enter your mind a little bit? That's what I got to live up to a little bit?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the tradition of quarterbacks here is pretty remarkable, and not a lot of schools can say they've had that many big-time quarterbacks. And so, obviously you try to follow in their footsteps a little bit and learn. You kind of learn different things from each guy, and talking to them when they come back and watch or whatever. It's good for me to have resources like that where I can go and reach out and ask questions and kind of pick things up from them.
Have you talked to one of them in particular? Or?
Obviously Kellen. I mean, since I played with him, he's always around, just chatting with him. And then Grant Hedrick has been around for a couple of camps. Kind of picked his brain a little bit, and they're both awesome guys to talk with.
You've been with Mike Sanford now for 7 months or so. What's he like to play for, and what's our relationship been like with him?
It's awesome. One of my favorite coaches I've had. He brings a lot of energy, and he expects the same from us, which is good. And he comes in every day ready to go. He's super organized. We've learned a lot from him. But that's another cool thing is Coach Sanford, Coach Harsin, Tharp's there. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the building and a lot of good resources. So try to take advantage of that.
Do you think having a new coaching staff, I mean, just a different way of teaching different things, does that allow you to grow?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody really grows when that happens. And I've had a few different coordinators and different quarterback coaches, and now a whole kind of staff change. It's good for you pick up and you keep things from each one, and you kind of develop into a full player. I think that way. Just taking little things from each coach has been huge for all of us, I think.
Reese wasn't out there in the spring, and I don't know if he was out there with you guys in the summer, but you guys put him in a big spot there at left tackle all of a sudden after 6 months out. What do you expect out of him this year?
I expect a lot of good things. He had a good summer. He was out there running, looked really good, and I have full trust in him back there.
I know that he was obviously in Arizona for most of the summer, but have you seen anything from Joey Martirano on offense? We've been hearing about this fullback position he might line up at a few times.
Yeah, I know. He's a good athlete, so I would not be surprised if he's back there running a few offensive plays. He can do it for sure.